here's the thing when it comes to outsourcing. Uh, you just have to make sure that the timing is right. So most people, they get into a business and they kind of get like you. They're like, man, I don't want to figure all this stuff out, which is, it's legitimate. Like if you don't have a clear step-by-step blueprint, especially, you can waste a whole lot of time trying to figure it out and never figure it out. Never get it right. But if you decide at that point to go ahead and try to hire a marketing agency, many times that is a horrible mistake starting out. For one, it's hard to even know who to hire for marketing when you don't know marketing. So like if you barely even know how to market your own business, how are you going to know when you find that person that's going to do a good job and market your own business? That's one of the biggest marketing mistakes that I feel like business owners make from the start. And they get burned and they lose money, or they hire a decent marketer that's charging them $1,000 a month because they're a decent marketer and they know what they're doing. And then they just run out of the budget. They don't have a budget for it. They can't keep it up. Now they're set back. Now, if you can at least follow a blueprint step by step, like click by click, pause the video, go do the step, click around, put words in there, type some stuff, even if you got to type like this, and then you come back, play the video, and then pause it and do the next step. And you do that. If you do
That
that,
it's
don't
coming
have to
up
be.
with the words. That's the problem, is coming up with words.
So So one of the things that we definitely need to do is do a training on ChatGPT, because you can I've used it. You do not even have to come up with the words. You have to come up with the seed words. The seed
Yep.
words, but not like it's gotten so easy. But I hear what you're saying, you know what I mean? But here's the thing. If you can simply just follow step by step, click by click, you don't have to become an expert. You don't even have to become good at it. You still will get decent results. And then guess what? Because there's fruit, right? Now you got some to go around, and before you know it, the customers that you're getting from the work you did are bringing in enough revenue for you to hire an expert if you want to do
Mhm.
that way. Or you love it and you're like, wow, that was easy. I'm gonna just continue to do my own SEO from here on out as I expand. That's usually the best route for someone starting out, especially. So I will say, just like I said on the phone with you when we talked about this, I will say that I want to encourage you to keep pushing forward and push through. But
Yeah.
it may not be for you. You may have a big budget. You may be balling.
Nope. Nope. No balling over here.
Well, if you ain't balling, be careful. If you ain't balling, be careful.
Yeah.
It reminds me of one of my coaches in one of his videos. He said that he decided that he was done with flying commercial. You know what I mean? It's always just messing up your flights and stuff. You're crammed in this tube and stuff. He said, I'm going to start flying private. And so he calls his buddy up and he says, hey man, I want to start flying private. And he was like, his buddy said, well, if you're gonna fly private, it's gonna be around 60 grand per flight, plus plus fuel. And he paused and was like, and he was like, his guy said, yeah, man, listen, if you're gonna fly private, you got to put your big boy pants on. So listen, if you go
And keep them on.
and you got to keep those bad boys on. You got to go to sleep in them.
Yeah. No, I'm on a Greyhound budget, so
That's funny. Yeah, no, I would strongly advise you to push through at that point.
yeah. Yeah.
Strongly.
Okay. Well,
And you got a
I
support system, brother. We will help you. I
yeah.
know it feels weird, it feels off, it feels weird, odd. You've never done it before. Just remember though that probably about 10 years ago. Let me get it right. Oh no, it was about 15 years ago. Wow, I'm old enough. So about 15 years ago, man, I started off on this whole marketing, internet marketing is specifically that journey with one of my friends. He's actually my brother-in-law, one of my brother-in-laws. And I had to call him and ask him, how do you copy and paste?
Okay, I got you on that one, but
I literally was watching a training video. It was telling me, okay, all right, do this, click there, okay, and then copy and paste. And I was like, copy and paste. I called my friend up. That's how illiterate I was.
maybe okay, I'm gonna say this out loud. Maybe I need to just not try to do keyword research, content research, and just put something out there. Because I think that is
Well, remember you got the keyword cheat sheet. You don't really have to
yeah,
do much keyword research. But you're talking about, I'm guessing you're talking about keyword optimization on your website.
maybe. Like I said, I started over from like I said, I went to all the way to week one and started over like I never saw any of it
Mm-hmm.
before. And and for some reason I just kind of keep I maybe I'm just overthinking it.
I think you are. I think you are, and I can relate to that. We've all been there. It's funny
Hmm.
because Anthony, I believe you were kind of there a little bit a couple of weeks ago. I remember you said something about, man, this he's kind of, I don't know, it's a lot with the website stuff. But now I checked your rankings because you just got a 46 unit lead
Whoa. I'm
from
sorry.
Google, right? And I checked your ranking, bro. You're ranking in the top three, right?
Yeah, man, for a lot of keywords, I think it's about I just checked the other day, it was like 20 something keywords we're ranking number one for.
Nice.
And that, man, if I can do it, y'all can do it because I didn't
Maybe I'm a
know
little
nothing
maybe
about
I'm a
this stuff.
maybe I'm a little intimidated by the competition in my market.
Okay, so the one thing I'll say about that is like don't
don't
be
don't
because
be.
because man, I was talking with my business partner about that, who's also my fiance, by the way. But she was like, "Man, we're up against like these big franchises and blah blah blah. Like, how are we going to stack up?" And I was like, "Well, yeah, they have this and that advantage, but we have other advantages that we can book same day. We can book next day.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. We can get out to the customer faster. We have other advantages. We
Yep.
we you know they charge for they charge for an inspection. We're trying to get our foot in the door, so we're doing the inspection for free. So that's an advantage. So you got to switch that mindset of like, oh man, look at what I'm up against versus how can I use, okay, what are my advantages and how can I use them effectively? And then once you shift that state of mind, like it's a game changer, man. It really
Yep.
is. And like because I did not have the money to pay an agency for SEO or marketing, so I had to figure it out myself. And really all I did was follow what what Jay taught me in the course. And that's when I started to see when I looked at my Google Search Console, the graph started going up and up and up. And every call that comes in, I ask them, how'd you hear about us? And it's like very few are referrals. We don't even market just yet. We haven't even started running ads. We're about to, but um, the majority of my business comes from number one, Google or ChatGPT, which it pulls from Google,
Mm-hmm.
um, and BNI is number two.
There you go.
Um, so yeah, and I mean, and to the point about door knocking and door hangers, I will share this. Um, and I don't know if I've done this before, but we do gift cards. It's just
Mm-hmm.
business cards from Vistaprint. So it's sorry. Okay, there we go. It says like a gift for you with our color that matches like our logo and stuff. And on the back, it says 10% off dryer vent cleaning plus free inspection. And then so every single person that we complete a cleaning for, we give them two. And on the bottom it says offered by. And so I write the customer's name and I say, hey, um, I did this just today. I was like, hey, um, just as a thank you, I want to give you these. So give them to your sister, your mother, your brother, whoever, your neighbor. Don't give them to the neighbor you don't like. Give them to the neighbor you do like. Um, and so you can help them out by giving them, at least $49 off the inspection. And then another 10% off. So you're saving them at least 65 bucks right there. And it's got your name on it because I handwrite their name on it. For every single one of these that gets cashed in, we buy you a cup of coffee, we buy you a lunch or whatever. So, it's a gift card, but it's printed on business card stock.
Hmm.
And so it's very, very cheap. And so instead of door hangers right now, I'm handing these out. I will admit, I have yet uh, to have somebody cash one in, but I'm not handing out the discounts until someone does cash it in. So door hangers,
There
I
you go.
think, have a 2 to 3% um, return, like meaning for every 100 that you give out, you might get 2 or 3 people that actually call. So do with that with what you will. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, I mean, but to go back to the SEO thing, man, like I use AI a lot for the website building. Um, combined with like what Jay teaches and all that stuff. So I'm like, okay, Gemini, write the schema for this web page. Here are the guidelines, blah 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 blah. And and also tell me what I didn't mention that you think I need in the schema. And it'll write one for you so that you just copy and paste it. So it's worth the 20 bucks a month, man, for a pro like Gemini, ChatGPT, whatever you tell me, or whatever you want to use rather. I like Gemini better than ChatGPT. Um, but yeah, if I can do it, y'all can do it, man.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, I've heard Gemini is better a couple of, from a couple of places, a couple of people. So, yeah, I mean, I'll put it this way and then we'll move on. It's never been easier to do it yourself, especially as a full access member with everything you got. Yep. And if y'all didn't catch what he said earlier, he said maybe I'm intimidated by the competitors. He's actually in my market. He started in Kentucky. He kind of leaned in and looked at me when he said that. But let me address that though, because if you rank your Google listing, my Google listing is staying exactly where it is. We're just gonna be taking up 2/3 of the top results together, bro. It's me and you, bro.
Hey,
Let's take
hey,
over.
I'd be happy to be number two. To number three, just get me on the board, man.
There you go. Hey, listen, and that's what I try to tell people. People are like, oh, somebody else is in my market. I don't know. Like, bro, there's still two other spots there that you can take up.
Yeah.
Right there in the 3-pack at the top. And then there's not to mention all the other forms of marketing and advertising and sales that you could do, even if you never get to the top spot.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Donnie's
would.
not here tonight, but I remember him telling it was on my test drive call when I was thinking about whether or not to go all in, right? And
Mm-hmm.
Donnie was like, look, Man, if you're worried about competition and all that stuff, he was like, don't. There's plenty to go around, and I'll prove it right here. So this is a total accessible market analysis that I did before I joined the group, before I decided like, yeah, I want to join this. I want to,
Mm.
this is something I want to do. And this is something you can also plug in the chat, GPT or Gemini or whatever. Total accessible market analysis, or a TAM. So for Chattanooga, the greater Chattanooga area, like a 40-mile radius, even capturing just 1% of the market annually would result in approximately 714,000 in gross revenue.
That's encouraging.
1% of the market, my man.
Come
So
on, man. You spitting game, bro. You are dropping gems, man.
Yeah,
so yeah,
that was a bomb
and
right there.
so by the way, that oh, I forgot to mention, this is just residential. This doesn't even count, the big industrial, like, hotels, all the big stuff, laundromats that you got to buy extra equipment for. This is just single family
Yep.
homes
Yep.
that you can do with a lint eater kit.
And does it include installations and reroutes and that kind of stuff, or just like
I did it at a $300 average ticket.
okay.
And
Yeah.
then the parameters I gave, I was like, here's how many jobs I can conceivably do in a day. Um, please, please look at the population, the number of total households, specifically the number of single family homes. Single family homes, it's about 238,000. Um, Keep in mind that, people are only needing cleanings every 12 to 24 months. Uh, so that it'll spit out that result for you. So the if you increase the service awareness in your marketing to an annual requirement, the TAM effectively doubles, um, from 17.8 million to 35 million in annual revenue. That's what, like, what was that? I don't know what percentage of the I'm sorry. Assuming 25% of the single family homes in a single given year, potential annual revenue $17.8 million.
So you just need a piece of that pie.
And at 1%, that's 714,000. So don't be scared of competition, man.
I hope you enjoyed this conversation. If you're getting started in your business and you want to see how we're helping new dryer vent cleaning business owners get off to a great start for free, click the link in the description below and take the test drive. Or don't, and just keep binge watching dusty lint videos. Whatever makes you happy.